Bill, you specifically asked me to look at three activities while you were speaking: the eye contact, the organization of your speech, and gestures in the frame. So I'll give you feedback on those and then I'll add some additional thoughts to your talk. I have to say, when you were set up with quite a physical background and graphics so that you could see that you were standing and you had a wider frame. The downside of that is that in a normal frame on Zoom, no one had any ideas what your eyes were doing. It was just too far away. You were too small of a person in the frame. So it's a trade-off when you do that. One thing you can do is encourage everybody to go and put the speaker in the large frame in Zoom, which is an option, but I'm not sure everybody would know that. So that's a little bit of a problem with that. The organization I thought was great. It was a standard storytelling, but you used a nice little connector with Mr. Magoo and then told your story in kind of a I'm on vacation chronological order. And that was very comfortable and pleasant. And you wrapped up with Mr. Magoo. One thought I would have, however, with regard to Mr. Magoo is you might remind people one key element of Mr. Magoo's personality, which you can't see at all, hardly anything, and he walks into walls. And so that's a little touch if you're going to repeat that same talk. Your gestures were phenomenal. You're swimming, you're putting on the wetsuit when you actually had a wetsuit. So your props were pretty good too. All of the gestures, you were wide and open, very theatrical, which is the way to do it if you're going to have a stand-up situation. So all in all, that was a very high score there. So on the positive here, I would just add also that you had really strong voice. You were projecting really well, some good variety. I would work a little bit more to go for some higher tones and lower tones, but the aggressiveness of the talk and most of the pausing was really powerful. The one thing I would suggest you work on is you had some unusual pauses. The pauses, I couldn't tell, but they seemed that they could be because you may have had some scripting where you moved to a different line in the script. And so there was a pause in the middle of a statement that if you were just speaking would not have occurred. So I would take a look at that. Take a look at the video and see if you can see what I'm talking about. But it was unusual pauses. And I think you could have done a few more kind of dramatic pauses as part of your story, kind of separating the paragraphs, if you will, or the chapters of your adventure. But all in all, it was a fantastic story for the beginning of a humor path. You're well on your way with Mr. Magoo and your plot out there on the beach. Thank you, Bill.